30 seconds.
Actually, then count down like 5.
5 seconds.
We're not mashing any buttons.
Here it comes. All right, folks. 4, 3. Good evening. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Poquoson City School Board for September 19th, 2017, and welcome our new student representative, Curtis Brown, and pass the meeting over to you, Curtis.
Today, our pledge leader is Sean Connors. Sean Connors is a senior at PHS who is on the varsity baseball, basketball, and golf teams. He is a member of Model United Nations, where he was vice president in 2016 and is president in 2017. Sean is also a member of DECA, Mu Alpha Theta, Spanish Honor Society, National Honor Society, and was parliamentarian of Key Club last year. He plans to major in finance and is applying to Columbia, UVA, Washington University in St. Louis, and Syracuse.
Thank you, Curtis. Please rise and join me in saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today, our inspirational reader is Julie Ellis, a senior at PHS who plays school and club soccer. She is involved in many clubs at the school, including Teens for Troops, Model UN, and Student to Student. Julie is a part of Evolution and PHS's show choir. She serves as Key Club publisher and is a member of National Spanish and Math Honor Society. She also serves as SCA president and hopes to attend Virginia Tech next fall.
All right, today I'm going to share with you a quote by Maya Angelou. I have learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I've learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you make them feel.
Thank you, Julie and Sean and Curtis. Thank you very much. We have a special presentation tonight. The Poquoson High School Choir Evolution, led by Rebecca Hopkins, will perform a song titled Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen and arranged by Roger Emerson. Evolution is comprised of sophomores, juniors, and seniors who enjoy singing and dancing as stage performers. Take it away.
Good evening. We would like to first thank our Poquoson City School Board members for inviting myself and the rest of the PHS Evolution Show Choir to sing a selection for you this evening. You were able to give us the challenge of learning a brand new piece of music within the first 10 days of school. While working on this piece, we have been able to focus on the art of harmonization while concentrating on our blend, tone, and overall sound as a choir. So thank you again for this opportunity. And without further ado, here's the PHS Evolution Show Choir singing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah.
There was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya?
I think you all probably know, not long ago, we lost Mr. Cohen. He was a genius. That has always been one of my top 10 favorite songs, but I think y'all just moved it up to my top 5. So thank you very much for that. We are going to take a brief intermission right now to greet our student presenters, and then we'll be back with the rest of the meeting. Don't hit you.
Although I don't know.
We ready? And we're back. Dr. Parrish, do we have any additions or modifications to the agenda?
We have none.
Okay, we also do not have any recognitions this evening, so we're going to go ahead and move to presentations and reports with our financial report. Mrs. Woodruff.
Good evening, Vice Chair Whitaker, members of the school board, and Dr. Parrish. For the finance report this evening, I wanted to let you know that the finance staff from the school board office assisted the schools again this year with the fee collection at all of the open houses. The Square device, along with existing iPads, was used to process credit card payments, and this went very well. Audit work is ongoing and will continue through the end of September. That's going very well, and I expect the auditors to issue a report in November, and will present the board with a report either in November or December, depending on when they have the report to me. They might be a little bit earlier this year. They're shooting for that, so we'll see. And that concludes my report.
Do we have any questions or comments?
Thanks.
Very much. We will move on to the operations update. Mr. Pappas.
Good evening, Vice Chair Whitaker, School Board, and Dr. Parrish. In the area of safety, you may recall that last year, Virginia increased the number of lockdown drills from 2 a year to 4 per year, 2 of which need to be concluded within the first 20 days of school. This year, all of our safety drills are scheduled to be in compliance with code, and at least one police officer was present at the first lockdown drills. Police officers being present is a very valuable resource to us as observers, and they are part of the post-drill review. In the area of food service, PCPS will participate in the Feed Virginia Day of Action, along with other school divisions and agencies, as we continue to renew our commitment to fight hunger across Virginia. As a result of our participation, on September 29th, PCPS will be offering a free breakfast to all of the students in the elementary and primary grades. In the area of transportation, the start of pupil transportation went smoothly the first 2 weeks of school, but as always, there are some late buses. It takes a while for students and parents and bus drivers to get used to the new routine. And that concludes my operations report.
Pappas, do we have any questions, comments? Very much. We'll move on to instructional update. Dr. Fox.
Thank you. Good evening, Vice Chair Whitaker, members of the board, and Dr. Parrish. My instructional update this evening will share, accreditation information, a brief overview of the school quality profiles, and some back-to-school night information. So as you might have read in the newspaper last week, it was published that we're excited to announce that the state officially released accreditation information, and as a division, we are fully accredited, and each of our schools is also fully accredited. Last month, I shared with you the overall pass rates from recent SOL testing. These scores reflect the combined averages of tests taken in content areas. For example, what you see up here, English reading, reflects the pass rates for reading tests taken in grades 3 through 8 and 11. As a division, Poquoson City Schools exceeded the state average in the areas of reading, writing, math, history, and science. Tonight in our work session, I'll share more detailed information with you about these assessments. In Dr. Parrish's recent convocation address, she shared with us that the state is revising its accountability process to include the standards of accreditation. If the Board of Education approves the new standards of accreditation, they will include assessment measures, but will also include new elements such as chronic absenteeism, college and career and civic readiness index, when determining whether or not a school is fully accredited. Tonight, what I am going to share with you is some information about this piece of that process, which is called the school quality profile. This slide shows you the home page for Poquoson High School's profile. All of them look very similar to this. The school quality profile replaces the school report card that you might be familiar with, and it includes information about student achievement, college and career readiness, program completion, school safety, teacher quality, and other topics of interest to parents and the public. It can be accessed directly from the Virginia Department of Education's website. This is just a snapshot of the front page, and it gives you basic information on things such as enrollment, absenteeism, accountability, college and career readiness, finance, learning climate, and teacher quality. And each of those boxes that you see will break out into a lot more information for you. So for example, this is what it looks like. This is an example of the additional information that can be found under the absenteeism category. So this slide shows the student attendance rate at the high school last year for students in 2016 and 17, and you'll see, if you can't read it, that's a 93.7%. So of the students in grades 9 through 12, 93.7% of them missed only between 0 and 10% of the school year. This box here, you can look at data across multiple years for that same category. So if you want to compare this year's absentee rate to last year's or the previous year, you can do that here. This box down here, you can break it out into different demographic groups. So you can look at, you might want to look at your Hispanic students or your students with disabilities and their attendance rates. So it provides you with a lot of information related to absenteeism. And the final row at the bottom, you can look at the same data different ways. You might want to put it into a table instead of a pie chart, or you can import it into, say, Excel, or you can create a PDF that you can download and share if you want. So just wanted you to be aware that this is out there. There's a ton of information that's available in a variety of different categories for you. The school quality profile is just one piece of the accountability process and a tool that's available for us to get a sense of how we're doing in a variety of different areas each year. As more information becomes available from the Virginia Department of Ed on the approval of the new accountability process, we will certainly provide you with updates on that information. And then finally tonight, I just wanted to share with you our back to school nights, which start this week. We have our first one at Poquoson Middle School this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. And I also want to point out to you, if you look at Poquoson High School at the bottom, you'll notice that it's a little bit later this year. And that's intentional. What they're doing this year is, instead of the traditional back to school night, they're going to hold parent conferences on that day from 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The date has been chosen because it's immediately after the first interim reporting period. And teachers will reach out to some parents to schedule conferences, or parents can call if they wish to schedule a conference with a teacher. Poquoson High School will be providing more information about all of this as we get closer to the date. So that concludes my report this evening.
Fox, do we have any questions, comments?
Thank you.
Very much.
You're welcome.
Ms. Reimers, do we have any public comment this evening? Okay, Mr. Jordan, if you could present the consent agenda.
Sure. Tonight's consent agenda, we have the following. Item A, which is the approval of minutes of the August regular meeting and work session. Item B is approval of minutes of our joint meeting on consolidation. Item C is approval of our financial reports. Item D is approval of the personnel action. And item E is our authorization to accept donations and gifts in accordance with the attached request. And all of these items have been included in our board packet agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Do I have a motion? To move that calendar?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Ms.
Holcomb?
Aye.
Ms. Mosteller?
Aye.
Ms. Haskell?
Aye.
Ms. Sheeler?
Aye.
Mr. Jordan?
Aye.
Vice Chair Whitaker?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. All right, now we move to other matters for consideration. First item is consideration of approval of second reading of changes to policy 1-4.1, conflict of interest. Dr. Parrish?
Yes, we brought this forward to you for first reading at our last meeting in August. This has come to you as a result of changes that occurred because of the work of the General Assembly and some new state code. Our attorney provided us with these changes and just got them to us after we did the first reading of all the rest of your policy changes. That's the reason this one is separate. So it's here for you for second reading this evening, and I recommend approval of the changes to policy 1-4.1, conflict of interest.
Okay, can I get a motion?
So moved.
A second? Do we have any questions, concerns?
Aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Next item is consideration of approval for textbook adoption medicine 1 at PHS, Sports Medicine Essentials, Core Concepts in Athletic Training and Fitness. Dr. Parrish?
Yes, as you may remember, we've included some new courses in our program of studies, and one of them was the Sports Medicine 1 program. So this is the first year we're able to provide that course to our students. So this is the textbook that's been selected for the course. Know that our textbook adoption goes through a process in which teachers look at these textbooks and do research. We also put them on public display, so if members of the public those textbooks and give their opinion on them, they were able to. So we've moved through that process and are bringing forward the recommendation that we adopt this textbook to use in our new sports medicine program.
Thank you. Do I have a motion for approval? Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or questions? No?
Holcomb.
Aye.
Ms. Mosteller.
Aye.
Ms. Hessel.
Aye.
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 Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. The third item is consideration of approval to change the November board meeting date.
Yes, we brought this forward as a change to you because we talked about at the last work session that your board meeting that was scheduled for November was actually scheduled for November 21st, which is the third Tuesday in November, but that also happens to be the night before we have school is out for the Thanksgiving holiday, being that Wednesday, which is something we started a couple of years ago. So we know that families likely may start their travel Tuesday evening, including board members. So as a result, we've brought forward the change to move the November board meeting to November 8th, which then is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So we are recommending approval of that date change to you this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Parrish. Do I have a motion for approval? Second? Second. Any questions, discussion, concerns? Mr. Reimers?
Mr. Holcomb.
Aye.
Ms. Mosteller.
Aye.
Ms. Hessel.
Aye.
Ms. Sheeler.
Aye.
Mr. Jordan.
Aye.
Vice Chair Whitaker.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. Final item is consideration of approval of 3 separate proclamations, and my board members have been gracious enough to lend their voices to describe and or read these to you. So the first one is for National School Lunch Week. Mrs. Sheeler.
Okay, this is October 9th to the 13th, 2017. Whereas over 123 million student lunches were served in Virginia's public schools, and whereas school lunches are healthier than ever, meet nutritional guidelines, are served in age-appropriate portion sizes, and provide the right balance of protein, dairy, whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. And whereas research has shown that students who eat school meals perform their best academically, and whereas the National School Lunch Program is dedicated to the health and well-being of our nation's children, has served our nation for over 60 years through advanced practices and nutrition education. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this 19th day of September in the year 2017 by the School Board of the City of Poquoson, Virginia, that the week of October 9th to the 13th be hereby celebrated as National School Lunch Week in all Poquoson City public schools.
Thank you, Mrs. Sheeler. Ms. Mosteller, could you present the bullying prevention proclamation?
Bullying Prevention Month of October 2017, whereas school bullying has become increasingly significant problem in the United States and Virginia, whereas over 20% of the youth in the United States are estimated to be involved in bullying each year, either as a bully or as a victim, whereas bullying can take many forms, including verbal, physical, and most recently in cyberspace, and can happen in many places on and off school grounds. And whereas it is important for Poquoson parents, students, teachers, and school administrators to be aware of bullying and to encourage discussion of the problem as a school community. And now therefore be it proclaimed on this 19th day of September in the year 2017 by the School Board of the City of Poquoson that the month of October 2017 as Bullying Prevention Month, with the intention that the issue of bullying and its prevention be discussed in Poquoson schools and classrooms during that time.
Thank you. And Mrs. Helsel on School Bus Safety Week?
Thank you. For the week of October 16th through, whereas public transportation helps hundreds of Poquoson's children arrive safely to and from school each day, and whereas the average school bus transports 54 students, replacing approximately 36 family vehicles, increasing the student transportation, and whereas school bus transportation should be recognized for their steadfast commitment to safely transporting Poquoson students. Now therefore be proclaimed on this 19th day of September in the year 2017 by the School Board of the City of Poquoson, Virginia, that October 6th is School Bus Safety Week in all of Poquoson City Public Schools.
Thank you very much. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move.
And a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion, any questions?
Aye.
Ms. Costello?
Aye.
Ms. Hessel?
Aye.
Ms. Sheeler? Mr. Jordan?
Aye.
Vice Chair Whitaker?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you. And move to communications or other matters by school board and Superintendent Dr. Parrish.
Yes, first I want to thank everyone for a successful start to the school year. So we certainly, a lot of people put a lot of effort in making that happen, whether it was in our operations department, getting our schools ready and buses ready, and our teachers welcoming our students into the classrooms, and principals. I thank everybody for that. And most importantly for our students, I have to tell you, I was very happy. The first day of school, I went in all the buildings and walked into classrooms, and we were already teaching and learning, which made me very happy. So it's a great first day. I also want to encourage our parents to come to the back to school night because you will be able to meet your teachers and get additional information. And the high school is doing something a little differently, and this is in part because many of you probably know that not as many parents come to the high school back to school night. Most of them come to orientation, but not to the actual back to school night. So this is a way to hopefully encourage some more parents to come in and have some direct dialogue about how their children are doing in our classrooms. And then finally, just a reminder that this evening, the first part of our work session will be televised because we'll be talking about school consolidation again. So those of you that are watching us, popcorn break during the intermission and come back and watch us, you're welcome to do. Finally, he will be speaking next, but I want to welcome Curtis Brown, the new student rep to our school board. I know he's going to do a fantastic job and certainly started off well this evening. Thank you.
Dr. Parrish. All right, Curtis, it's your turn.
Thank you, Dr. Parrish. Poquoson primary students are settling into their new school year nicely. They've been busy learning and practicing new routines and behavior expectations in their classrooms and in common areas. PPS students are working together to learn new routine expectations, and each are recognized individually as bucket fillers or as a class with Golden Bull Awards. In response to the recent hurricanes, Poquoson primary students are writing cards and letters to students in Hansino Elementary and in primary school in Liberty, Texas. We want our youngest students to take action and to be responsible, empathetic citizens, and sending encouraging words and pictures to take action at this perfect time for the primary students. Finally, the Poquoson primary celebrated Constitution Day on Sunday by rallying around the flagpole. The students enjoyed listening to the national anthem performed by 8 PHS students and then recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Poquoson Elementary School has started the school year with happy, smiling faces of our 3rd through 5th grade students. They have many plans and exciting events for this year. Teachers are preparing for back to school night, which will be held next Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. PS is once again releasing monarch butterflies, and we have around 25 butterflies ready to emerge later this week. It is very exciting for the students to assist in releasing these beautiful creatures. Please check your child's teacher's webpage for daily assignments, test dates, and other helpful information. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call the PS main office. A shout out to the PS, PTO, and all great plans they have for the 2017-2018 school year. 2017 and 18 school year is off to a great start at the Poquoson Middle School. We had our first school dance of the year last Friday, and it was great to see students enjoying the event. After-school buses started this week and are now available to the students on Monday and Wednesday after school. We are looking forward to seeing our parents at the open house this Thursday, September 21st, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. We are gearing up to kick off our Take a Stand, Lend a Hand bullying prevention program for all students during the first week of October. The character trait that will be the topic of the first quarter is respect. Poquoson Middle School will also host New York Times bestseller author Alan Gratz on Thursday, October 19th. He will be the featured speaker at the school-wide assembly, the instructor for the creative writing seminar, and will conduct a historical fiction presentation to all social studies classes. The Poquoson High School is off to a great start for the 2017-2018 school year. Fall sports and activities are off and running. Our new sports medicine, introduction to programming, and astronomy are all underway, and our students are actively learning across the curriculum. Our faculty continues to explore ways to engage all students in learning, and faculty members are planning project-based learning experiences for students. Just a few instructional highlights from the first few weeks of school. Water tension experiments in chemistry, all about me presentations in English, and hurricane tracking in earth science. During the first week, students viewed a video that highlighted the rules and expectations and received a follow-up to visit all English classes from the administrative team, which helped to kick off our bullying prevention efforts for the year. As the Bullying Prevention Committee works to plan bullseye lessons for the year, all interested students are invited to participate and lend their voice in planning the process. Additionally, PHS has launched the Poquoson Veterans Project under the direction of Ms. Morrison, which will help the students understand the rich stories of our veterans. The community will see this project in action as the veterans will be honored at the coin toss of each home football game this year and as the grand marshals of our homecoming parade. Preparing for the homecoming events, which will start the week of October 9th with the theme selected by student leaders of Miss Tradition, which will highlight the rich traditions of PHS through the lens of classic mythological stories, and will accumulate with the events of October 13th, homecoming pep rally, early dismissal, parade, and the homecoming game. Date on October 14th. PHS would like to thank the entire school community for making a smooth opening school year and for the continued support of the students and faculty.
Take a breath. That was a lot, and I don't know if I can tell you that it's going to be less as the meetings progress. It might actually be more, so good job. Very nicely done. Mr. Holcomb?
Brief comment this evening about the Poquoson Education Foundation's annual run. We'll talk about it again next month, I think, because it's after the meeting next month. It's Saturday, October 28th. You've probably seen the advertisements around town. It's one of the two annual fundraising events they do at the Education Foundation each year. It's a big event. I'd encourage you to attend. There's still room for sponsors, I think number one, but also runners and walkers as well. It is that kind of event. The foundation literally raises tens of thousands of dollars each year. It's really pretty amazing. These men and women work really hard at what they do. A lot of retired teachers and a lot of folks in our community are involved. I'm happy to be sitting on those meetings this year, actually, just to be there and watch what they do. It's a community-wide event. If you need information, you can find it on Facebook for Poquoson Education Foundation and also at pefva.org. So look forward to seeing you there. And welcome, Curtis. Thank you.
Yes, I too would like to welcome Curtis to the board and just say that I look forward to the school year. I also wanted to say that my favorite part of the school board meetings is watching the children presentations and performances, and so I'd like to thank Poquoson High School Show Choir Evolution for their performance tonight and just say that you performed one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see you perform again. I also would like to reach out to the community to encourage you to get involved in our school consolidation conversation. The decisions could impact our school district for many years, and their input is important, it's needed, and it's greatly appreciated. And last, I'd just like to say we missed Steve tonight, but also to say, Vice Chair Whitaker, that you've done a wonderful job. Thank you very much. Ms. Housel?
You have done a great job. I will say everything that Ms. said, I agree with 100%. Your involvement and your input as we make these important decisions. Curtis, it's great to have you up here with us. Thank you very much. And I hope the parking spot works out well.
Thank you, Ms. Sheeler.
I'd also like to welcome you. It's nice that Christy and I had an opportunity to get to talk with you early on when you were interviewing, and we just made the right.
Curtis, welcome. It's nice to have somebody close to my age on the board. Little jab. No, I just wanted to wish continued success to some of our fall athletic programs. It seems as though we're off to a terrific fall with our prospective athletic programs, and looking to see the success what our academic programs bring as well in the few months. Having a kindergartner and made aware of the bucket filler has been fun. Having my daughter receive that recognition, so it's great things that inspire our young students. So thanks so much.
Thank you very much. There's a benefit to going last. Everybody is already said it all, and so I understand now why Mr. Cast sometimes is passing on his comments. So I do not have any comments this evening. Dr. Parrish, do we have any material for board review?
We do not this evening.
Okay, before we adjourn, and we are going to adjourn and just take a short break before we start the work session. And just to remind anyone out there who is watching, we are going to televise the portion of the work session about school consolidation. So we're going to take a quick break, adjourn this meeting, and then come back.